Is this as simple as Milan being back, or was there more to the offensive showing tonight for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, certainly Milan has an impact on our ability to space the floor and commands a lot of attention, as we know. I also think there's a greater focus on our end in terms of how we guarded the basketball, effort on the glass, the areas that we demand, and then that led to more scoring in the paint, right? And so it certainly helped. There's a rhythm our team had and that we played to that worked really well for us. Part of that is what we do every single day in practice. I thought the last few days have been really competitive. And I always will believe that that will carry over to the game.
Seemed like from afar the guys maybe played with more energy or looser. Would you concur with that, or did you see that?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, look, things can get heavy. They're young people. You tell them to stay away from social media and don't worry about what the rankings say and all those sort of things, but they're human beings, and I'm sure there's an impact. There's it's an honor to have other people think your program is doing a great job. It's an honor to have game day, and I think there's a lot that goes along with it. For the young men in our program, it's a valuable lesson to keep focus on the main thing. The main thing is to have great practices, to get lost in the game with your teammates and have fun, and we were able to do that today, and it went well for us.
TJ, on Thursday, it seemed like Milan's status was still uncertain. At what point did you know he'd be good to go today, and thoughts on how he performed?
I didn't want him to have any undue pressure to feel like he needed to play or had to play before he was ready. I think there's the physical component and there's the mental component. Where I can speak to on his behalf is the time that he's put in the training room, what he's done with plyos on the court with Pete Link, our strength coach, what he's done in the training room with Vic Miller. He's sped up his ability to return based on how he attacked that process, which is really amazing. He returned to our team workouts on Wednesday. We evaluated Thursday, how was it when he was back out there, and then each day. So what I wanted to do is wake up today, and as we went through our game day practice, and see, was there swelling? How did he feel after 2 straight practices? Where was his head at mentally? And then once we felt good that he was going to play, there's a certain rhythm to our team and how we sub and all that goes well. So then to me it became a no-brainer to put him right back into the starting lineup because that's what we were doing the first, whatever it was, the first 15 games, and it worked well for us. So it makes sense to reconnect and go back to that.
And it felt like your bigs really set the tone in front, just physically. Just thoughts on their performance today as well.
Yeah, both guys that started set the tone for sure. Joshua's effort on the glass and his focus today was amazing. He created so much offense for us, and then has another double-double, which, again, I never take for granted. Deshaun was dominant early, certainly scoring at the rim in the paint. Also just, his confidence is continuing to grow and his ability to finish play. So I thought those guys controlled the interior for us today, and that was extremely important.
Piggyback off that question, how much did their combined efficiency, really open up your shooters and help with the spacing when they're, one's 5 of 6, one's 6 of 9, including a missed 3? I mean, they just didn't miss. Yeah,
no, I think the paint points, when you look at our offense, even in the first half, if we hadn't turned it over, we were shooting 70% from the field, and there's still a few of those shots in between that we would have liked to take back. When we got to the rim, we were 12 of 14 at half, and then from the three-point line, we were 3 of 5. And so to me, our team has built a dynamic offensively that we work together as 5 guys to create an advantage, try to get the ball into the paint, score it in the paint. If you take it away, kick it to 3. If you overclose the 3, get to the foul line. And there's a rhythm to how we do that, and I felt like we were able to reestablish that here this morning.
Milan said he really wanted that first 3 you drew up for him to go down, but he ends up making 4. What does it say about his headspace and where his head was at?
Yeah, he deserves so much credit. As much as I've always been impressed with him, I think when things in the season, when adversity hits and times are tough, you learn a lot about people and who he's been as a teammate, his level of engagement and practice. Then, when he gets, the screw put into his finger and he has an opportunity once the cast comes off that he can get out there. And, how he worked, how he competed, how he set an example for his teammates, the leadership that he showed through that process, I knew that he would be ready. When we knew he was cleared this morning, I knew he was going to play well. Certainly, we wanted to get off to a start right away, and more than even if the shot went in or not, letting him know we're confident in him, and we want him to have that first opportunity. We want, for him to feel great about it. So I think, once he kind of settled down, and I'm sure that there's a lot of emotions, and you're breathing heavy and that sort of thing, he played terrific and had great confidence. I thought he did some good things out there defensively. So I told him yesterday, I said, you got fresh legs now. There's some that may be tired, so we're going to use those fresh legs on both sides, and I thought he really did a great job of that.
Obviously, knowing that Milan would come back today, what was I know with Curtis Jones coming off the bench since he hasn't been off the bench for a month, what was that kind of message to him, knowing that he'd be coming off the bench, and then obviously how he did today off the bench again?
Well, I mean, Kurt has been as selfless as anybody could, right? Somebody who, the level that he's continued to play at consistently has been amazing, and it's been such a necessary thing for our team and our program. And let's be honest, everybody wants to start. And he has a very strong case based on his performance. Yet, for one reason or another, it just works for our team. Rhythm, rotation. Kurt's best has been really good for us when he does come off. So it gives our team a huge spark. It gives a scoring punch off the bench. I mean, we'd be kidding ourselves if we didn't say he's a capable starter. And we view it more so right now as we have 6 starters. Kurt just happens to be the selfless teammate willing to come off the bench and be the 6th starter. And we're really fortunate, with his maturity and how he approaches that.
And piggybacking off of that, obviously, same thing with Demary, only got to go into the game late in the game. What was it kind of like for him knowing that, he got to play a little bit more when Milan was up and now just got the last minutes of the game?
Yeah, I think the situation, it's whatever presents itself with. What Demarion has demonstrated is that we can count on him. Like, he's had some impactful moments over the last 7 games or whatever it's been. He's going to have more impactful moments as the season goes on. Demarion's had tremendous character, been a phenomenal teammate, and always been ready when his number has been called, and I know that will continue to be the case. So tonight, it just – it went one way because, maybe there wasn't a lot of fouls. Maybe there were certain things that were going well with our rotation. But he needs to continue to stay ready because every time we've called on him, he stepped up, and those opportunities are going to continue to come his way.
Getting Milan back in the starting lineup, how did that kind of change TCU's defense from the jump, and was that a little different than what you had seen when he was out, and how did that help the posts and, the driving lanes as well?
Yeah, it helps in all those ways, right? Because he commands a certain level of attention at all times, which opens up the floor, which creates angles for Joshua and Deshaun to finish in space and one-on-one instead of having multiple defenders. It allows our guards, when they're able to attack closeouts, to get in the paint and have more room. And so, and then just his off-ball movement and being able to, if you're the defense, you want to always know where he is. And then when he and Kurt are both out there together, man, those guys are really hard to account for, and the court really opens up. So driving lanes were more open. Opportunities to attack the paint were more open. I feel like if you're on their side of things, and other teams that have played us, they've made more of a conscious choice to collapse on drives, collapse on post-ups, crack down and put more bodies in the paint. That becomes a greater challenge, certainly when, you have more guys out there that have that confidence, not just to make a shot, but to really make you pay if you overcommit to the paint.
Coach, what was your impressions with game day coming in? Obviously, you had that live spot about 45 minutes before tip-off. Was it at all a distraction? Did it feel like a really big deal? What were your kind of thoughts with that?
I think more than that, it's a tremendous honor for our program, for everybody that's played in this program, for our fans. It's an opportunity to showcase all the amazing things about our university, our campus, our athletics department that we're all so proud of. So I would view it more as it's my responsibility and our players' responsibility to keep the focus where focus needs to be. And when something like that presents itself and a chance to paint our whole university and everybody associated with it in such a positive light, we want to welcome those opportunities and be extremely thankful for them.
Coach, going off of what Bill asked when it comes to guarding your team and driving lanes, for Curtis specifically, did you Did you notice the last few games when he was maybe the emphasis, his confidence go away, and then today it be a little easier for him?
Well, I'd say to start with, I think when things aren't to be going as well, it's human nature for guys on our team to want to step up, right, and to want to do what they can to help our team to be successful. Sometimes in that you view stepping up as I need to score more points, make more plays, make more shots. And I think you can't get caught up in trying to press or force or trying to do too much, because there's a natural rhythm to the game, and the ball needs to move and everybody needs to be involved offensively. So, look, Kurt Jones is an elite playmaking, scoring guard. And regardless of what another team does, if the ball's on the move and we're playing for one another, Kurt is going to be successful. So I think we saw that tonight, and we'll continue to see that moving forward. And I'm really proud of the way that he played and the energy that he played with. And it's crazy to just think of, letting the game come to you, coming off the bench and score 24. But like, he makes it seem like that's a common thing to do, even though nobody else on earth does that. Thanks, everyone. Thank you.